What is up, guys? Pop101 here. Today we're going over a mod update that you guys have been waiting for, Trials of the Shinobi U11, where we can do things like that again. So let's get started. So I'm sure, as you all know, we have the Rasengan here, which our enemies coming at us, we can just hit her and knock her back. But if we press the grip while we're pulling the trigger, we get the giant Rasengan. And he was holding a bomb kunai, so he exploded, obviously. Because that's just what happens, I guess. Maybe I squished him a little too much. Now, aside from the Rasengan, we have the second most well-known jutsu, which is, as I'm sure you guessed, the Chidori. Which electrocutes the enemy, and we should be able to take some limbs off too. But that happens very rarely, which I guess I can make it a little bit easier for you guys. In a little surprise feature of the Chidori now, yes, you can use them both in one hand, or you can put them together and merge to shoot the lightning kamehameha. Now, I know it wasn't needed at all, but I figured why not, because, I mean, it's a ton of fun, right? So yeah, you casually just fighting enemies, wherever they happen to be, you pull out a Chidori. Or my number one new favorite mod, the lightning kamehameha. I mean, come on, guys. You can't get better than this. That's just fantastic. Now, next up, we have another fun mod, which, of course, is the Rasen Shuriken, which you can knock enemies back, or if they're really getting on your nerves, you can throw it and have it explode. But why don't we try to hit it this time? And there you go. And of course, this works on enemies, items, objects, whatever. And he's gone. Now, just like the Rasen Shuriken, we can also summon the Rasen Ringu, which, well, it kind of destroys everyone and everything around you. Yeah, it's extremely powerful. But it's like a souped-up version of the Rasen Shuriken, and it's a ton of fun to use. I had a lot of fun making it for you. I especially love these graphics, because, I mean, come on. That looks beautiful, right? Now, a spell that pairs very well with the Chidori, we have Fireball Jutsu, which obviously shoots the fireball at the enemies, can light them on fire, as you can tell. And one of my favorite things it can do is, if you're grabbing a weapon and you hold trigger, it will imbue it with fire. I mean, come on. How cool is that? And then, of course, it's easy to do things like, I don't know, that, which if you hit them with the fire-imbued weapon, they actually get lit on fire. So again, lit on fire. Looks like he doesn't want to dismember. Oh, well, that's fine. Now, just like Fireball Jutsu, we have another, which is the Amaterasu, which, of course, lights our weapon on black flames, lights the enemies on fire, and, well, let's say, oh no, you lost your weapon in the heat of battle. You can shoot out the Amaterasu, which actually lights the enemies on fire as well. It's a ton of fun to use, but, well, it kills them very quickly. Now, a brand new spell added to the list, we have Sasuke's Body Swap Jutsu, which it swaps spots with any enemy you're looking at. Another fun one on this list that we cannot forget about is the Atomic Dismantling Jutsu, which completely vaporizes any enemy caught within its range. It's that easy. Now, this next one's going to take me a little while to go over, but we have the Renegon, which lets you summon giant chakra rods to fight against enemies because, well, we know how annoying they can get. You can summon them by pulling the trigger, then the grip, or, you know, if you want to act like Jigen, if you just pull the trigger, you can shoot out chakra rods at enemies. And let me tell you, does it work perfectly? I mean, come on. That death animation was pretty good, too. But let's say, I don't know, maybe you don't want to fight against an enemy. Well, you imbue it, and then you hit the enemy. You'll notice their eyes go black, and then they become an ally. So no more having to fight enemies. you can have them fight with you. Now, of course, we cannot forget about two of the most important merges that the Rinnegan can do, which are, we have the Almighty Push, which knocks away any enemy in the vicinity, or, you know, if you're feeling like going the other way, merge and you pull together, the Almighty Push, which obviously has the correct audios to go with them, because what Rinnegan would it be without it? Another cool thing that you can do with the Rinnegan is if you're fighting an enemy and they just happen to die on you, or you're getting attacked by a group, all you need to do is grab a dead enemy, pull the trigger anywhere on their body, and if you heard, that is the Rene Rebirth audio, which now the enemy that has died has revived as an ally. And he'll eventually go to pick up a weapon, but yeah, super cool. Now, the newest and coolest feature of the Rinnegan is actually using Sasuke's body swap jutsu. So all you need to do is have a weapon in your hand, hold the trigger and the spell button, and you actually swap places with the enemies. How cool is that? And yes, it is customizable. You can choose the distance that it works at, and it works with items. I currently have it off, but you can choose whether you want it to work on items, on creatures, or both at the same time. Although I'd recommend choosing one or the other. But yeah, I mean, it's gotten so much fun, and I just want to say thank you to everybody that supported me along the way, because I've had a ton of fun making all these mods for you, these spells, and now it's time to go through the weapons. Let's go through all these weapons and see how many times I say the imbue is beautiful. For those of you that watched the last video, if you know, you know. And yes, they dismember extremely easily, which obviously is perfect, and I mean, come on, look at that beautiful imbue. Had to say it at least once. So of course we have Itachi's Anbu sword, Asuma's Chakra Blades, which actually activate, you can turn them on and off. We have our amazing bomb kunai right here, which, if I'm not mistaken, this actually does imbue as well. Yep, you can throw it, it explodes, knocks enemies back. I don't know why he's flailing around, but let's not worry about it. We have our Chakra Blade, which looks fantastic. Oh, okay. Guess I need to fix that. Fix the collider grip, actually, because it does still imbue. That's pretty cool, though. Oh. Alright, we have our Chakra Receivers, which I just showed you guys. Kakashi's White Light Chakra Saber, because why not? Dari's Cleaver Sword, which, as I'm sure you all know, is extremely deadly. Let's try that again. Well, he's dead. And my favorite part about it is that it actually goes into the body, which I think it's super cool. We have our Demon Wind Shuriken, which, you know, if an enemy is bothering you from, I don't know, let's say way over there, and you throw it at them, you will most likely miss, because I am terrible at aiming. But you guys will do better, so don't worry about it. We, of course, have Enma's Staff, which, once the hand poses get fixed with the SDK 11, I will update that for you guys. But yeah, it still knocks stuff back. Very cool. One of my favorites, we have the Executioner's Blade, which does major damage as well, and apparently goes right through their body if you hit them. Ta-da! We have Hagoromo and Hamura's Six-Path Staves, because these are extremely powerful, and let's hook it on to this one right here. We can, of course, imbue them both, and while they're imbued, we can do things like, I don't know, this. There we go. Yes, of course they can both gravity slam, because, come on, let's do it just once. There you go. Alright, we have Hanzo's Kusarigama. No idea if I'm pronouncing that right, but I gave it my best shot. So why don't we test it out on this fellow right here, and yeah, I think he's gone. That worked perfectly. Anyways, Now, I guess you could say it's like an upgraded version of that because there's 3 blades, but Heat on Sight is by far my favorite weapon in this entire game, which I guess I need to fix the imbue, but let's not worry about it because we can do things like that. The Hirame, well, I'm sure you guys know the other name that this is referred to. One of the things I'm looking forward to doing is actually splitting this up because you can split it into 2 different swords. That's why the 2 handles are there. So one of these days I'll get around to it. But yeah, you can do things like this and then just leave it impaled in the body because why not? Now next up we have the Hirame Kore Axe and Hammer, which I'm sure as you guys know we're supposed to do it like this and it did. Oh, let's not show that on camera. But yeah, it's extremely powerful. We of course have Kiba's famous lightning blade because yeah, I really like how this works now with the new imbue. And let's see if we can cut off an arm.
What is it?
Maybe a head at least. We electrocuted him. That's good enough for me. We have Mifune's Kurosawa, which obviously lets us do awesome things like, I don't know, completely just go right through enemies because, you know, they get on our nerves all the time. We have the Nuibari, which I do need to change from Kushimaru because I learned that I actually put the wrong name. But, of course, it's the sewing needle. You can knock enemies away or, you know, can always just... There we go. We have the long chakra receiver. We have Madara's Gumbai, which is one of my favorites. And we can also, if we imbue it like this, do a nice little gravity slam. Who doesn't love a gravity slam? And it's fitting because Madara is overpowered, that's overpowered. But if you really want an overpowered weapon, we have the Sword of Muneboko, which is outrageously large for no reason, other than it kind of being a joke weapon in this game, but I think it's a lot of fun to use, because, I mean, let's say we imbue it with some lightning. It looks really cool with how I did the emissions, but you can also do something like that and just completely rip them to shreds. Oh yeah, and, you know, the electricity slam, which it does. And he's flailing around. That's alright. We have Omoi's sword, which I think looks absolutely fantastic, and it's one of those that I will be showing you guys the imbue, because I forgot to include the imbue. But yeah, NPC, meat sword. One more time. It worked. And next up we have Boruto's Kunai, because, I mean, we press the spell button, we electrocute it, because he seems to be much better with the elements than his father. Ta-da! Minato's Kunai, which, as you guys know, if you throw it anywhere, you press the spell button, you will teleport to its location. Now, let's just say you're fighting an enemy like, oh, I don't know, right there. And you want to get him. So all you gotta do is throw it, teleport, bada bing, bada boom. There he goes. And, you know, maybe just take a couple limbs while you're at it. Can I get his head too? That'd be kind of cool. Ta-da! Awesome. And we have, well, that's not a kunai. We have Boruto's lightning shurikens, which you press the spell button, you can imbue them with lightning, and, you know, you throw them, and hopefully you have a bit better aim than I do, but... Anything? No? Alright. Well, yeah, they do what shurikens do. We have the Samehara, which evolves, and it grows into a shark, and, well, kind of shreds the enemies to pieces. But until that stage, it works fantastic as a giant club. Sasuke's katana, or his Press the spell button and imbue it with lightning. And there we go. Sasuke's Susanoo sword, made by Daryl. Need to update it a bit, but when we can actually put the Susanoo in-game again, it will be used to absolutely demolish enemies. And it does have a cool particle. Trails with it, too. The Shibuki, you know we can't forget about it, because, I mean, come on. Boom. Ah, even the dead guy is flailing around. That's something I need to fix. The Shikisaiken, which is one of the tools of the Sage of the Six Paths. And let me tell you, boy, does it work well. So let's say we just happen to imbue it with fire. And it's obviously imbued, you know, because, yeah. Anyways. Well, yeah, it knocks him far away. You know, it's a fan. That's what it does. We have the OG Shisui's Tonto right here, which obviously, if an enemy's bothering you, you could always just stab him in the back, Anbu style, or get him like that. And last but not least, we have one of my favorites that I made, particles. We have the Sword of the Lightning God. Ching. Ching. Looks like I need to fix some of the materials just a little bit, but I mean, you see how well we can attack enemies with. Oh, and he lost a head. But I think that's it for this video, guys. You've seen the weapons, you've seen the spells. If there's anything else you'd like me to add, please leave it in the comments below, and I'll take a look at it. But that is it. So if you like this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Helps out the channel a ton. Thanks for watching.